We're testing out the new Patrick Ta Cream Contour and Powder Bronzer Duo. And so if you want to see how I created this really natural bronzy look with a red lip, keep watching. Hi guys, welcome back to Boomx Beauty Beat. Laura here. So we have today a couple of things we're going to try, but one of them, important one, of course, is the new Patrick Ta Sculpt and Bronze. But look at, every time I touch it, you get fingerprints on it. So for packaging wise, especially if you're doing your makeup, you're going to get fingerprints. That's one thing I want to mention. I have not touched it yet. I've not tried it. I've not swatched it. It's the She's Sculpted. I picked up the medium one, and it's got a little cover here for the contour. And let's just try it. So it's like a balmy substance, and then we've got a bronzer. And what I'm going to attempt to do is most of my face with this, including the eyes, so that should be interesting. I'm kind of after a bronzy, fresh look, really understated on the eyes, and then maybe a bolder lip. That's a kind of idea. I do have one other Patrick Ta product, and I haven't really fallen in love with it, but maybe I will after today. These packages are kind of funky to open. I've used it a few times. It's the blush in She's That Girl. And then I also got this sample from Charlotte Tilbury of the Flawless Filter foundation. I really wanted to try it. But look at the samples are so like there's not very much on there. So I might have to like swipe some together and mix up a color just to see. Basically what I'm after with the Flawless Filter is it's not going to be enough coverage for me, but I thought I'd see what kind of effect it had on the skin. It had me curious. It has really good ratings online, so we'll try that as well. So just to test out this Flawless Filter, I'm going to take my IT Cosmetics foundation brush and sort of rub it into the sample and see if I can get a bit of pigment, a bit of color. I'm going to run them over all the samples. I've got a variety of different shades just to get enough product to sort of see it on my skin. And I'm going after a little bit bronzier of a look today, so if it's slightly darker, I'm okay with that. And see what this really does, if I can see anything with this tiny cheap little sample she gave us. She should be a little more generosity in her samples. It should have at least enough for a good application, instead of like there's barely anything there and I've swiped over 7 samples. And I'm okay if I look a little tanned, because I'm going to be giving myself a baby tan today, and that's cool. But hey, I'm getting a little bit of a feel here. So what I'm seeing, it kind of gives a sheen to the skin, a little bit of a glow. Keep in mind I put my Denesamyrix to prep my skin, the oil, so it is got a little bit of sheen already from the oil. And I don't have anything else, just that. Oh, I should say I did put a tiny bit of corrector under my eyes. You wouldn't know it by looking at it, but I did. I might have to put some more. But this is not super cheap, you guys. None of Charlotte Tilbury is. So you've got to kind of like it to see. But I don't mind that, actually. It sort of gives a soft bronzy effect to the skin. I don't know if it's showing up enough on me to make it worth a purchase. I might buy it once and see for summertime if it's going to really benefit the look of my skin, because I love that freckly, bronzy, warm, tanned look with bright lip. I love it. Soft eyes, gorgeous. When I was watching Patrick Ta do his video on this product, I was kind of seeing what he did with it. He put the foundation on first and then he stamped this on afterwards, but I'm going to do it both. I want to see it on my skin straight up. I didn't get his brush because I've got so many brushes I can use here. So I'm just going to take it on a bit of an angle brush, and I'm putting it inside the balmy substance here, and it feels exactly that. It's like a balm, and it's got a cooler tone to it, kind of a contoury tone. And I'm going to be multi-purposing this little palette all over the face. So we'll just take this underneath and sort of see, for starters, if we like the contour kind of consistency that it is. I do have the Huda Tantour contour, and in comparison I'll bring hers up and just sort of see. But you know what, you guys, I actually really love that. It goes on. I actually really do love balms in general. It just gives such a nice feel to the skin. This is pretty. So I'm going to be using this repeatedly throughout. So aside from just, you know, putting it in my regular areas as far as what I want to hide, like under my jawline, I'm just going to put an initial application to kind of get it going. And I'm going to bring it down my neck a bit so that when I'm bronzing up, it will look kind of blended on the neck, because that happens when it, big demarcation line here. But look at that, you guys. I'm going to bring the Huda Tantour into this so that we can compare them. So looking at the Huda, this is, it's like a cream. It's not really a balm. And that's the color of it. And I'll just pull up a little bit of Patrick Ta's and compare. This color that I have from Huda is in fair, and this is in medium. Look at the colors, you guys. They're so close. They are so close. But the texture is different. It's much more of a cream with Huda than a balm. So depending on your preference. So yeah, you get a lot more sheer. You can sheer it out a lot easier with that for sure. Yeah. Okay, so now that we have a little bit of that on, I'm going to go ahead, put my foundation on and my eyebrows, and come back to continue so that we can speed this along. Watching Patrick Ta on his video, he was mainly just putting it in the regular places. I've just done my you know, foundation and just my eyebrows to get that kind of done. So what I'm going to try to do is take a little bit of the balm and contour balm and see if I can use it as kind of a cream eyeshadow. We're going to just explore it a little, and I'm just going to take it onto my brush and put it into my transition area and see how it sits. I love the look when your eyes are married with all the colors of your face, and it's such a great thing when you can just do a one and done. You just grab your bronzer contour and you can do 90% of your makeup, which is phenomenal. So I've got a little bit of that contour, the creamy, balmy contour color on the eyes, and it's just giving a really light flush of color. So if you don't like to wear eyeshadow but you want to define your eyes just a little bit, now I'm going to take up just a bit of the, on my rougher brush, a little bit of the actual bronze color, this one here, the powder, and see if I can create a bit more of a crease on top of the balm. And it's just going to be really soft, you guys, so don't expect it to be super strong. And I'm covering kind of this whole section here to just bring out a bit of depth. And then I'm just going to go back in with this fluffy brush and kind of move it all together. So I'm going to take this brush from Sigma. It's Extreme Structure Contour. We're going to go back into the balmy product and re-sculpt a bit, because once I put my base on, it kind of erased some of the sculpting. And do as much bronzing and sculpting without being obscene as humanly possible. Let's see how much we can get away with. Kind of just melts into your foundation. I put my foundation on in a really light powdering because I wanted a little bit more of a dewy experience. So what I'm doing is I'm concentrating the color here, and I'm lifting it just a little bit to overall bronze my skin and give it a bit of a deeper appearance. You don't have to do this, but this is just a look I'm going for today. Now, one thing with Patrick is he really likes to work with his sponge a lot. He is a sponge guy. Pounce it on the skin so that everything marries together really nice. Yeah, it's not real strikingly strong. It's softer, so if you like that, it will be your best friend. Because some contour colors are just too strong for people. And if you like more of a gentle, subtle, of course, depending on what brush you're using or how you're applying it. But just a straight up putting a brush on it, it's fairly subtle. But if you don't like to wear pencil lip liner, this is another option for you for sure. Right, so now that we got that done, let's start fluffing in a little bit of bronzer and see what we think. I'm just going to use a soft, sort of fluffier brush from Sigma. This is a soft blend brush. And I'm just going to start to tap in a little bit of bronze and see how that color is. He was really into layering this, so he put it on and then he re-put it on top, so I think it's very layerable. Now I'm really pushing my brush into this bronzing powder and it's still really subtle. I'm going to try a different brush to see. I'm going to take this Sigma fan brush and dive into the bronzer a little more and try to see if I can get a bit more pigment out of that. It's super, like, it looks so deep, but it's super subtle, so don't be afraid of the color. It's pretty though. I mean, it's just not super pigmented. I'm just going to brush into my hairline because I always, when you start to get little white hairs along here, it always looks fairly obvious that you dye your hair, so I try to touch that a little bit. I'm going to just put it along my jawline too and just warm up my neck. Okay, I think we've got kind of a fairly good amount of bronze happening here. I feel fairly happy with that. So what I'm going to do now is take his blush and work that in just a little bit. So it's the same concept with the, you know, the She's That Girl with the blush and the balm. So what I'm going to do is actually work the powder first, the blush color first. I'm going to just take another blush brush. We'll take this one here and give it a bit of color, mixing it into the bronze. You know, when you're just going to go and sit by the pool, if we have pools, or if you just want to sit on your patio, whatever. It's a really pretty, again, soft blush. I'm going to take a little of that and just flush it onto the eyes. It's just supposed to be a fresh look on a general fresh look all over the face. Let's take a little bit of the balm and kind of push that into the skin and give it a bit of flush and kind of marry that all together. I'm gonna go pop some mascara on and then see what else is needed, if anything, on the eyes. Okay guys, I thought I would just pop on a soft red lip. I've got, well, I wouldn't say soft, but a red lip that's not quite as pigmented as like a heavy cream lipstick is the Rare Beauty lip. It's like a liquid lip, but a more plushy version. So I put that on to my lips with just a little bit of my MAC lip gloss on top. And I wanted to come back and give you my final thoughts. And one thing about Patrick Ta that I'm noticing is that his products are not super pigmented. And so if you really like a sort of melt into the skin, softer appearance, you're gonna love this. This is gonna be great for you. If you're looking for a lot of payoff, you're gonna keep going and looking for it, and it's sort of not gonna be there. So just keep that in mind when you're making the purchase, that although it looks like super strong in the, you know, in here, and even when you pull it up on your finger, especially the balm, not so much not so much the bronzer. See, it's very subtle and soft. It's not something that you're going to get just a ton of color out of, which can be good and bad depending on what you're going for. And the same goes for his blushes. I got a little bit more pigment actually out of his blush than I did the bronzer. But you know, for this look, as you guys can see, I just put on some mascara and a really, really natural lash for this look, and I've got nothing else. No eyeliner. I did my brows, I did my base, and then it was really focusing on these products. So you can get yourself a really pretty, soft, no makeup look, which I think is just phenomenal for summertime when you want to not look like you're wearing anything on your face and have it really melt into your face. So for that, it's worth it. For super contoury payoff, no. So I hope that helps you guys, and yeah, I'm sure I'll be using it this summer when I'm just looking for that soft bronze and sort of want your skin to still show through. It'll be pretty. But yeah, enjoyed the review. Thanks a lot, you guys. It was fun to do, and we will be seeing you real soon. Bye for now.